In the serene forest, the trees are attracting different species. Shuffle them around to gain the most points in Forest Shuffle.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Forest Shuffle, game designed by Kosh and published by Lookout Games.
And hello everyone, it's Stella.
And Taryn from Meeple University.
Okay, let's go to the classroom.
Forest Shuffle is a card game in which players compete against each other to build up their own lush and diverse forests. Players will gather cards from the deck and from the common clearing, and then spend them back to the clearing to plant trees, attract animals, and encourage the growth of smaller plants and fungus, all in the aim of gaining points. Points are scored at the end of the game for various cards and combinations and are represented by the acorn icon. Players will work to prepare their forests for winter, and as soon as 3 winter cards have been drawn, the game is over and the player with the most points wins. To set up, take all of the cards with this back and separate out the 3 winter is coming cards. If you're playing a 5-player game, you'll use this entire deck. You'll remove 10 cards at random if you're playing with 4 players, 20 cards at random if playing with 3, and 30 cards at random if you're playing with 2. Split the remaining deck into 3 roughly equal piles. Shuffle 2 of the 3 winter cards into the third of those piles. Place the third winter card on top of that pile, and then place the other 2 back on top to make a single deck. You now have the 3 winter cards in the bottom third of this deck. Give each player a cave and a starting hand of 6 cards from this layered deck. If any player is dealt a hand which has no tree cards in it at all, that player may remove that hand, returning it to the box, and draw a new hand of 6 once only. Lay out the clearing board and place the deck beside it. Keep these 14 reference cards nearby. These have no game function, they provide some additional clarification and information about some of the cards in the deck. Choose a first player and you're now ready to play. Forest Shuffle is played in turns, starting from the first player and going clockwise around the table. On your turn, you must take one of 2 possible actions. Either draw 2 cards or play 1 card. When you draw 2 cards, you'll be adding 2 cards to your hand. You take these one at a time, and each may come either from the top of the draw deck or from among any of the face-up cards currently on the clearing board. So, for example, I could draw the top card here and look at it before deciding that my second card could come from the clearing. Your hand limit is 10 and you cannot freely discard cards to make space to draw. If you start your turn with 9 cards and take this action, then instead of 2, you draw only 1 card, and if you start your turn with 10 cards, you cannot take the action. Your second option is to play 1 card into your personal forest tableau. There are 2 types of cards: tree cards, which show the tree icon and a picture of a tree, and forest dweller cards, each of which has 2 halves split either top, bottom, or left, right. To play a tree, take it from your hand and place it face up into your tableau. Trees are placed separately to any previous trees or cards you've played into your forest. The cost to play this card is shown in the top left corner. Here it is 1 card. And to pay that cost, you must place that many cards from your hand face up onto the clearing board. Then additionally, as a result of playing a tree, flip the top card from the draw deck also into the clearing. When you play a forest dweller card, you'll choose one of the card's 2 halves that will be visible once you've played it. The other half will be slotted underneath one of your trees. Each tree has 4 slots: top, bottom, left, and right. You must play the card into an empty slot. Here, for example, both of my bottom slots are full, so I would not be able to play the common toad half of this card, but I could play the great spotted woodpecker onto the top slot of either of these trees. A tree with at least 1 card in each of the 4 slots is considered fully occupied. Slot the card into the tree and then pay the cost on that half of the card, exactly as before. So here it would be one card moved from your hand to the clearing. There is no extra card flipped from the top of the deck. This applies only to the playing of trees. Whether you played a tree or a forest dweller, the next step is to resolve effects and bonuses. Every card or half card that you play will have a number of icons present on it. Next to the name of the card, there will be an icon indicating its type. In the top right of the card, there will be an icon indicating one of the types of tree. Each copy of the same tree will have the same icon, while there'll be a more varied distribution on the forest dwellers. These icons will have some different comboing effects, which we'll see shortly. The small number next to the name of the card tells you how many of that card are in the full deck. And any remaining boxes represent the card's effects, bonuses, and points. Any light coloured box is an effect, and this is resolved automatically when you play the card. A light coloured box with a coloured arrow is called a bonus. This bonus will resolve after any effects have resolved only if the cost of this card was paid entirely with other cards which share the same tree icon. So here, for this card with a cost of 2, I would resolve the bonus if, for example, I paid with these 2 cards, as both of them show the birch icon. The slightly darker box, which will include at least one acorn icon, is the points value for this card, and these will be totaled at the end of the game. Some cards grant a raw number of points, but many grant their points conditionally on some other effect. I'll take you through some of the key effects and bonuses. These icons represent to draw cards from the deck to your hand. These must come from the deck, not from the face-up clearing. And you're still limited to a hand limit of 10. This bonus or effect allows you to play another forest dweller from your hand into your forest as long as it has this type icon. For example, the bonus for this European badger would allow me to play any other pawed animal anywhere into my forest. This additional placement is free. I do not have to pay the card cost on my new placement. However, I do not get to resolve any immediate effects or bonuses on the new card placed. The round arrow effect or bonus means that once you've finished this current turn, you take another complete turn before play passes to the next player. Some effects and bonuses combo of cards you already have in your forest. Here you would count up your total number of European hares across your forest and draw a card for each. Some bonuses or effect will instruct you to place cards into your cave, in which case simply take the cards described in the effect and slot them underneath your personal cave card. Cards in your cave are worth 1 point each at game's end, and be aware that there is no general action allowing you to do this. Only card effects which specifically talk about your cave let you put cards in your cave. There are also some passive effects. European hares and common toads have effects allowing them to share a tree slot with other matching animals, meaning this would be a valid configuration. And all mushrooms come with an ongoing passive effect which will let you draw a bonus card every time you play a card either into a certain type of tree slot or a card with a certain icon. Keep in mind as you build up your forests that the type of animals you'll find in the different slots will tend to be thematic to a forest. So birds, butterflies and branch dwellers up the top, small plants, mushrooms and burrowers down the bottom, and larger mammals, insects and bats on the left and right. If you desperately need to get a new tree into your forest, but you cannot or don't wish to play a proper tree card from your hand, you may spend your play card turn to play any card from your hand face down as a tree sapling. This card does count as a tree for the purposes of having 4 slots to play into and providing a tree icon. It has no effects, bonuses or points, it has no card cost, and it does trigger this extra card draw to the clearing. Finally, the last step of any player card turn is to count the number of cards face up in the clearing, and if there are 10 or more, discard all of those cards. The end of the game is triggered by the arrival of winter. There are 3 winter cards in the deck, and if you ever draw one of the first 2 cards, then you must reveal it, discard it, and redraw another card. When the 3rd winter card is drawn, the game ends immediately. The active player does not complete any more steps on the current turn, and all players proceed to final scoring. Add up all of the points you've scored from the cards that you've played, including 1 point for each card in your cave. And remember to refer to the reference cards for any clarifications on cards where you're not sure. The player with the highest score wins, and if tied, victory is shared. And that's how to play Forest Shuffle.
Thank you so much for watching. Your like and comments are much appreciated. Subscribe to see what's coming and let us know what games you've been playing. See you next time.